Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here with you. Okay, so we are continuing working in this fall journal swap. As a short reminder, I'm using digital downloads from Ephemera's Vintage Garden and also Artie Mays. I will put links in the description box below for those, and you can go to their channels, their Etsy stores, and take a look, and just wonderful yumminess. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure where we left off, but let me just bring you up to date. I do believe I had done this tag, this envelope, yes, because I have this tag that we made together over in another part of the book. Now, since you and I were together, and I did say that not all of this would be on video, I'm working alone, but I'm also doing part of it with you. But I decided that I wanted to spice it up just a little bit, and I've added a ruffle. And I just decided I wanted to, so I did. And then I spritzed it with some coffee, and I redid this envelope. This was the bane of my existence yesterday, you guys, seriously. But before I go into that, I want you to know how much I love you. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're well. And if you're not, prayers for your health and strength. Okay. So, because I had put a pocket on the inside here, and I stitched, and I had this all zigzagged, and then, of course, the end was in here, and it looked a little messy, and so I decided that I would line it with another piece of coffee-dyed paper, which I have done. But to do that, I had to take this off the page, because I didn't want to cover this up with another piece of paper. So, sadly, I ruined an envelope. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, I did. I ruined the envelope, but this was intact. And I created a new envelope, as you can see here. Well, do you think that I could find my original tag to put in here? No. That would have been way too easy. I was actually planning on doing this video yesterday, and I spent the hours going through everything, every place that I thought it could be, and it just disappeared. It flew the coop. I have no idea where it went. So I needed to create another one, which I have done. And that's why you may think, well, Rhonda, that's not the same image. Well, no, it isn't. And there's a reason for that. And so yesterday would not have been a good time for us to chat, because I would have just been like, oh. But today it's funny, Today it's like, oh, okay, fine. I made another one. Let's put it in there. Let's move on. Now, what I want to show you today, well, a couple of things, but this is kind of fun. I also decided to reinforce this paper with this washi tape. I've showed you this before. And I've me-tape, M-E-E-T-A-P-E. Not sure where you find it. So as you can see, let's get this in a little closer. I want you to see the difference. You see how this area is much darker? You don't really notice maybe the background as much, or it blends in a little bit better than it does here. Well, let me tell you a little secret on that, and that is shoe polish. Brown kiwi shoe polish. This is that comes in this little thing, and you do that and it comes up, and then you use a soft little container. Now keep in mind, I've had this shoe polish for many, many years, and so it's, you know, it's not as pretty and it's cake, but it still works fine. You can see where I've been shoe polishing around some of the edges. Now so I started doing this, and then I thought, oh, I need my friends to see this too. And by the way, any of you that are new to my channel, I hope you are having a wonderful experience. I welcome you, and I know the rest of my amazing subscribers, those that have been here for a long time, welcome you as well. Welcome to the family. We love growing our family. Okay. So, see what I'm doing? I'm just dabbing, just a little dab, a little bit, and I'm just rubbing it on. I'm not polishing shoes, but I am polishing washi tape right at the moment. Wonder what in the old day, when the shoe shine guy, I wonder what he'd think about polishing tape. Oh, so for those of you that may be struggling with getting all the supplies and things that we like to use, whoops, wrong way, sorry. I want you to know that it's okay. Use different things. Use things that you have available to you. I love the shoe polish look. In fact, I had so much fun with that I went ahead and I polished around edges here and where did I put them? Just a minute. Let me lift up. I've got a whole bunch of things as I'm working on this journal. And I polished these edges. These are all shoe shine around the edges. This is super cheap, the shoe polish. And, you know, they don't come in a lot of colors, at least for me. But, so I like that. All right. Now, getting back, where were we? All right. Okay, getting back to the journal. Going through, I'm pretty sure I showed you all of this. Now, here is my next page spread. And I don't believe I showed you this, but isn't this fun? I have done a magnetic, can you hear that? And it's holding, remember I showed you some of the fun ephemera that I had made, and this little pocket, so you've got a pocket on both sides, and you got something here that you can paper clip another little note to. Well, I made a glassine pocket and added one of the digital downloads of a pocket, and I just did it differently. Let me double check here. I'll be right back. I'm not sure that I have another one printed up right at this moment, so I don't, but let's see, I may have, let me just go through some of this other stuff that I have here. Okay. Well, I'll show that to you in another video. Let's do it that way. I'll just show you this we'll cover this little envelope and how to in another video. All right, so continuing on, I stitched, this is a fun little corner tuck spot. Since my last video and now, I got a new stencil, which is dots. And I thought the coffee dyed dots are super fun too. And this is a Rita Donnelly pocket. She's the one that is credited with doing this. And technically, everything is supposed to be altered that I put in this journal, one of the rules. And so, in the loosest sense, oh my, look at this altered vintage ledger paper. I've made an envelope with it. Oh, I'm sneaky like that. But look how beautiful this coffee dye. And I'll put the link to my laziest coffee dye in the recent video. If you haven't tried it, guys, you gotta give it a try. It's so much fun. And it's so easy. That's what's so fabulous about it. I kind of keep it over in a little area in front of the window in my studio. And I have just an old table, and it's covered with, well, it's part of a table, you know how they fold down? So it's just a certain area, small area that's flat, and I have covered that with papers to protect it, and I do my coffee dyeing over there under the window so I can look outside, and I just spritz. I mean, I'm just spritzing. I go over there and lay a stencil down, you know, put the paper over, take it off, I'm done, and it's fabulous. I'm telling you, it's fabulous. And again, for those of you that are new to my channel, you've got to check it out. It's just so much fun. Okay, so this is a wonderful digital, and just, I think it bumps it up by adding the ledger paper. So just kind of a fun thing there. And then these have been cut. One thing you need to you guys, oh, you just have to love me. Scatterbrained as I am, I love you. So when you do this and you fold it over and you stitch it down, might I recommend that you not stitch it here through the layers, through here first, because when you do this, you're going to be like, oh, there's there's no opening. Oops. And so then you unpick it all, and where you put it, you now layer and put a little piece of washi tape, like you you meant to put that there all along. Then you stitch the papers down the middle, and then you can stitch this way. Yeah. I don't know how I know that, but someone, a little birdie, told me. Okay, continuing on. Now, these are so wonderful that it really doesn't need embellishing except the washi tape. That's very important. You get the washi tape right there in a corner to corner. And actually, I do kind of like it, but yeah, it was an accident. But look at this. I mean, I could do more here, but one of the things about 10 pages in a one signature is it's already going to be an alligator mouth. And so I'm trying to keep it toned down just a little bit, but I'm loving these. And I've already given it texture by doing the coffee dyeing with the stenciling that I did, as you can see there. So let's just kind of see what I've done so far. So as you recall, those that are following this, and if you haven't, you can go to my playlist and you can find that in my my lists there. You can find all the videos that go with this. And that looks, I love that there. And then I also have done, since you and I were together, here, now I showed you in my, the first or second video here, I showed you some of the ephemera that I had created, and one was this pocket out of the paper. And so I glued that. Actually, no, I didn't. I stitched it. No, I glued it down. Oh, it's been a week, honey. It's been a week. Okay. So I thought this was very beautiful. It covers most of the space, but you do get to see a little bit around it. And then I have created some wonderful tags to go on top. And look at the layering, you guys. Let's see, let's count. Let me count the ways. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 or 7 layers that I can count on this. Some in, more layers and fewer in other places. But that's one of the things that I love to do, is the layering and texturing. So we've got a gorgeous tag here. And then from the video that I did on recently, that I created some masterboards and cut them up. This is one of those, and all I've done here is add just a little bit here, just a little bit of accent to that. Let's take a second, guys. We will pause for commercial. Let's do this with this washi tape here to make that blend in more. Oh my word, is this fabulous? Okay. All right, done. Oh my goodness, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Okay, that's a new tool that I'm gonna have to keep on my desk. And that will make my Tim Holtz inks go further. They'll last longer. Okay, so that's what I have done on the back of this paper. That's all I've done so far. This is the center, or almost the center, actually. So I got this idea from Gail Agostinelli. She's fabulous. And I created a pocket on both sides. And I have inked around and added highlights. This is all the papers that have come from the kits, with the exception, I've left this bare because this was a fun drawing, and I liked that. So I still have to make tags or journaling cards, or some letters or something to go in there. And I lined this with some writing paper, lined paper, and this was from Artie Maze's. And I still have to ink around the edges there as well. So guys, that's where we're at. That's what we've done so far. So I'm gonna set this aside, and with the, just real briefly, I want to go through with you again and create a tag or journaling spot. So what I did, the idea was to do 2 journaling spots for the pockets in that page that I showed you that was inspired by Gail. And so I went ahead and prepared 4 just in case, and if I want more in other places of my journal. And just kind of a short little recap of how I did that. I took book pages. These book pages come from my altered book bullet journal that I'm doing. And I have these wonderful Reader Digest pages that have been aged around the edges. So I have trimmed the sides down to 4.5 inches wide, and the length I have kept, which was 7.25 inches long, which fits perfectly in this journal that I'm working on right now. So what I did was trim those down, and I coffee dyed. And again, that method, that link to that will be below, my papers. And I have glued 2 papers together to create one side. And I was doing 3, gluing 3 together, and I just thought, I've got a ton of these book pages. So, why not do more? So I've been gluing with just a glue stick, I've been gluing the 2 pages together and 2 pages together here. And then what I've been doing additionally on this to make this a nice journaling card is I have taken some from some of my old ledgers. These are original papers. These are not copies. And I have used my tear ruler, and I've measured the size that I wanted, and then I have just with a glue stick tacked it down, and then I took it to my sewing machine and stitched all around the edge. Now, if you do not have a sewing machine, that's okay. Just glue it carefully. That's perfectly fine. If you want the look of stitching, there are stamps that have that. Or you can do with a ruler and just with your ink, just draw stitching lines. That's perfectly fine too. So no stress about that. Okay, so the back is prepared. So now we're working on the front. So let's go ahead, and what I thought I would do for this one is bringing in some images that I thought might work. So I tore some background papers, and I like this image. I also really like this image, and I may go ahead and cut that, or let's hang on just a sec. And let me take a peek-see at some of these gorgeous images. I love, 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 love these. These are fabulous. Maybe let's do this guy as our focal point. Okay, so let's just kind of carefully, but not so carefully that we're paranoid, fussy cut around. So guys, hubby and I are going to brave the elements and try another camping trip. We will be leaving Monday morning. This is I am filming this on, I need smaller scissors now. Need smaller scissors. I'm filming this on Friday, the 9th of October. And hopefully this will go up either Saturday or Sunday. So maybe by the time you view this, we will already be camping. I don't know. But we're just going, it's just about an hour away, a little less than an hour away from home. And this time we are camping where it's by a lake. And so we're looking forward to that. I prefer to camp where there's nobody there. Just me, and nature. But this is a very popular place, so there will be probably a lot of people there. But, it's like, it's okay. We'll persevere. We'll just, we'll make it happen. We'll be okay with people. And we've been going over, hubby's been going over the meals. What do we want? And he's like the Dutch oven guy. Not, but I'm just like, only time hardly ever that I have a hot dog, and I don't want to hear what's in a hot dog. Thank you very much. I know it's not good, but I do like, it's ballpark beef, all beef franks. I will not eat a cheap hot dog. They're gross. So anyway, we've been talking about that, and I'm kind of like, oh, hot dog's good. So we'll see. We're going to try to keep it simple. We used to, when we had the kids and we took more elaborate camping trips, or they felt more elaborate. Maybe that's just because there were so many people that we had to pack stuff for. Felt elaborate. Okay, what are you thinking? Let me get you in a little closer here. So, I'm loving this green masking paper. It's got the same delicious crunch that I get from my sandwich bags, and very similar to my glassine. Oh my, what's not to love about that? Okay, so let's go ahead and ink around. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this, so I just want to get this done quickly. And since we started with this, let's go ahead and let's do the shoe polish. Let's just kind of get the edges of those burnished just a little bit with a tad bit of shoe polish. Did you shine your shoes today? Well, no, but I shined my pages in my journal. Does that count? Yeah, that counts. All of that good stuff counts. So, what kinds of fun things are you guys doing this fall? How are you going to handle see how fast that was? And that's just, it took such a teensy little bit. Now let's see, one of these this side was coffee dyed. So I want to ink around here too. And I don't know what sides will show or not, but I'm just going to ink around the whole thing and then I don't have to worry about it. So what are you going to do, those of you that do the Halloween thing? Are you decorating? Are you planning on having candy? Do you think you'll get trick-or-treaters? Is that even I honestly don't know if it's even been addressed. Is that something that they're going to come out with the COVID restrictions and ask us not to do? Perhaps. We'll see. We will see, right? Okay. Okay, wow, that's just very cool. Again, this is brown kiwi cake or cream shoe polish. It's not the liquid. I wouldn't know about that. All right. Let's do a little bit of layering here. Now, one of the things I definitely want to add to this in my layering. Ah, look at these. Look at that. Amazing. That is not shoe polish and that is not ink. That is age. Natural. Okay. Let's just rip some of that off. And let's see about maybe giving some of that. I don't know. This is the part where you just kind of like, And I have to be prepared to cover up all that deliciousness because we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because of the wonderful things he does. Okay, now that's pretty cool. Like so. And then I can bring in the sky and we'll do some little something. All right, I do think I'm going to tear just a little bit of this off. Much as it has that delicious goodness, we're just going to ink. That's the wonderful thing, guys. If you don't have really old books that, you know, have this wonderful aging on, do not despair. Dollar store is there. Or garage sales or library sales. There's always ways that you can get really good bargains on books. And maybe they're not vintage, but as you can see, you can age them and give them a vintage look. Now see, I kind of love this with the writing, a different style of writing and the writing here. I think that adds to the layering effect. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna bite the bullet, and it's almost time for me to switch glue sticks because this is getting down to the nubbins. I want to make sure